Welcome, guys. I'll start with the man closest to me. Chris Waller, good morning to you. The home track. You just strolled across from the tower to join us this morning. How was this morning?
Yes, morning was good. Bjorn just said to me, did you forget your suit? I said, no, I've come from track work. Do you remember what track work is? But no, this morning went well. A lot of pressure at this time of the year. Wodeton galloped yesterday, and just to take a bit of pressure off today, and we had more galloping this morning, Fangirl and Via Sistina. So yeah, everything's going to plan for Saturday.
Okay, we'll come back to you shortly, Chris. Bjorn, there was no good morning, Chris. How are you? It was a handshake, but the subtle sledge about what you're both wearing. Good morning, Bjorn. Lovely to see you here today.
Yeah, you're great to be here. I think it's the first time in my 14 years in Sydney that I've been better dressed than Chris. So hopefully that flows throughout the week. But I said, you can take the boy out of Foxton, you can't take Foxton out of the boy. We actually grew up very close together in New Zealand. We're only about 45 minutes, so I've known Chris for a long time. I just wish he was in a different state or country.
He's not, unfortunately for you. And Sterling Alexiou. Sterling, good morning to you, yourself and Gerald, with a couple of runners on the weekend in the Tab Golden Slipper. This is some week to soak in. How are you feeling?
Excited, nervous. It was pretty straightforward morning this morning, which was good. We had quite a few trollers yesterday, but King of Pop, he galloped really well with a mate this morning, so everything looks good for Saturday if we have a fuss-free week with both.
Chris, Wodeton, your reactions just sort of post-race, and in saying this, you've always said that wasn't the grand final. The grand final is a bit after 3 o'clock this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we started the preparation trying to have 3 runs before the Golden Slipper and trying to learn as much as we could about him with each run. That was first run, this prep, he got very keen, and we just wanted to switch him off in this run, and he did. But then it was time to sort of ask him to quicken, and it wasn't quite there. So just, I think now that he's had the 3 races under his belt, we've learnt that he can just be ridden that touch more conservative, put the handbrake on and let him finish off. And we've done that in a couple of his track workouts, and they've been very good. So yeah, ride him more conservative. He's had the 3 race starts. He comes into it well educated and very fit. And
a little gear change for the weekend as well.
Yeah, winkers. So we didn't go with the full blinkers. We've just gone winkers just to help him concentrate. Probably more the second half of the race, not the first half. We want him to switch off and relax. Hence the winkers will help that, and then make him focus the last 400.
What's the nice barrier for him?
Well, the way we're going to ride him, I don't think the barrier's a huge concern, but obviously you don't want to be drawn the outside, but from 7 to 10 would be perfect.
Okay. Within the Law, she's a very, very good filly, and we might take you back to a recent run of Within the Law. She comes into this race for the Bjorn Baker stable as a great chance.
Down the outside is Sequester, and Artistic Venture is putting in a good run wide out there across the track, and Within the Law gets the run. In the pink cap, Within the Law goes to Cobra Club. The Derby runner's in it. It's Within the Law and Cobra Club. Within the Law just in front, and Within the Law, a 2-state English nursery double.
Righto, Bjorn, where does she rank amongst the 2-year-olds you've had, and you've had some good ones?
I think she's right up there. It's hard to get her. I was just telling Chris, actually, I had OLA win the Magic Millions this year, and from day dot she was electric. Within the Law is the complete opposite. She is so casual. She's very relaxed every day in track work. She only does exactly what she's asked for, and I think that's a pretty good trait coming into a high pressure race like the Slipper. I thought that was a really good win that day, and even that day was only 1,000 metres, so she showed she's probably got more gate speed than probably what people think. Last time she had to get back, and I thought it was a phenomenal effort to win. She sort of got hampered at the start and had a little bit of a rocky run and a wide run throughout, so I'm very happy with her. She had a good gallop this morning, and I think come race day, she's a real race day racehorse, which sounds strange, but I know she's going to give 100%, and that definitely counts for something.
Rightio. Gerald and Sterling with a couple of runners in this year's Tab Golden Slipper. Let's work through the replayers again. King of Pop is the Black Opal form this year. Maybe let's take you back to the most recent run of King of Pop, and he was a bit too good in the Black Opal.
250 to go. King of Pop bearing down on him. It's far-sighted and King of Pop 150 left to go, and the two Farnan Colts lock horns to fight out the Black Opal. King of Pop's got his head in front from far-sighted. King of Pop won an epic Black Opal.
Rightio, Sterling. Two runners in this year's race. That was a good win. Has he always shown that he might be a proper youngster?
He's always had his hand up from day dot. From the first time we let him work down a furlong, he showed a great deal of ability, and he's got a great constitution and a great attitude to go with it, and it takes him a long way as 2-year-olds. So he's one we had earmarked from pretty early on.
And just on Skyhook, well, a week before the race, I think we might roll into the Skyhook replay here. I mean, just on the weekend, Sterling, and if this horse comes and reproduces this again, I know it's different, on the weekend, look out.
Yeah, he's got enormous potential, this horse. He's got to do it all in his first preparation, but every time we ask him, he steps up to that next level, and as long as he comes through this week well, which he has at this stage, hopefully we draw a nice barrier this morning, and he can reproduce what we've seen here on Saturday.
Just a sharp youngster, Sterling, and seems to do everything right.
Yeah, didn't go out there with any plan to lead here this day, but there looked a distinct lack of speed and pressure, and Kieran just decided to take the lead up, and off a pretty sedate tempo, he gave a really good kick, and that's one thing he does possess, is a really good turn of foot. So he can settle anywhere in a field. He's very adaptable, and he seems to be a very smart animal.
Chris, how closely are you watching these other races for the youngsters? You're worried about Wodeton, sure, but how much of a form man are you, and how much an interest are you taking here?
No, not much. I respect every 2-year-old race that's been run, and you look at the results carefully, but when you've got a big stable like ours, you're concentrating fully on your own horses and try not to deviate too much, because we've got enough to worry about with our own horses, and you want to look at sectional times, barrier draws, and listen to the form experts. We do more so than our own opinions. We're good at training horses, we're not good at form. So I just let the punters do the talking and see come race day what price you are and where you're expected to settle in the run in terms of speed maps. But that's just a whole new level of expertise.
Are you good at form, Bjorn?
It's definitely part of it. I keep it fairly insular. I've got a pretty good team. Luke, obviously, who's my racing manager. We discuss and argue things, and I've got another good friend. So a lot of people, a lot of trainers outsource a lot of that. I tend to keep it fairly in-house, and at the end of the day, it's something that I enjoy doing. But I think Chris summed it up. At the end of the day, you've got to concentrate on your own horse. That's what it's about, and to train them properly, you've got to also know programming and know form to a degree, and I guess in regard to speed maps and so forth, you have to know what your horse is capable of, and that it comes with the art of training, I guess. So I'm more about a whole, I guess, holistic view and having a look at it all over, rather than outsourcing to someone else who doesn't necessarily know the horse as well as we do.
Very good. You're a form man, Sterling. You sit down and go through it all?
Yeah, Gerald and myself tend to do a lot of the form ourselves. We probably don't have as many horses as the two on my right, but and that probably allows us a bit more time to do it ourselves. So, for example, King of Pop was never going to the Opal, but he drew Sticky in the Todman, and he had to win to get in. So we had to be a little bit flexible there and weigh up our options. And Canberra looked the easier race on paper. So no, we tend to do a bit more of that ourselves.
Would you please thank our first three on the panel? We'll let them go. Chris Waller, Bjorn Baker and Sterling Alexiou. Thank you, guys.